Ay, amor de mis amores, te vengo a cantar mi copla. Ando llena de ilusiones, te quiero besar tu boca. Quiero decirte cositas que traigo dentro del alma, pero como son bonitas, quiero decirlas con calma.
Yo no sé si vengas tú,
yo no sé si vaya yo, pero vas a sentir mis besos y yo he de sentir los tuyos, y hemos de quedarnos presos a la luz de los copillos. Te quiero mirar bonita, sin penas y sin orgullos, y quiero echarme en tus brazos.
Elisa, basically we discovered that she had a voice because she used to sing in her room, but she wouldn't sing anywhere else. We were real avid Tucson International Mariachi Conference supporters. Okay, we'd go to the concerts and this kind of thing. And we'd take the kids, and they thought that it was real cool because, you know, we knew the mariachis, you know, this kind of thing. And, so that influenced, I think, both Javier and Elisa. And our oldest daughter, Marisol, was around mariachi because she used to dance folklorico.
Brother Javier encouraged her to, you know, get into a mariachi class because he was taking guitar at the time. And so he spoke to the director of the mariachi group there at Choya, and told him that, oh, my sister has a great voice, you know, she would be great in the mariachi group. And he says, well, tell her to take the class, but she has to play an instrument. And she picked up the violin, and we kept telling her, why can't you pick the guitar? That might be a little easier, you know, because she was already starting an instrument at a late age. Most of her friends had started in 4th grade with orchestra, you know, in elementary school. So she was behind everybody. And then, of course, she didn't speak Spanish. But I think innately, I think she loved mariachi music. She grew up with it. And so it wasn't hard for her to find that passion of wanting to learn to sing it. Once again, through the mariachi conferences that she attended with the groups and with her high school class, you know, at Tucson and here in Las Cruces, she just started getting more passionate about it. And that was, she developed this dream, I want to be a mariachi star. I want to really take this as far as I can. She graduated in 2005, and that June she started talking to me about this dream that she wanted to try out for this competition. I kind of discouraged her. I said, well, you know what, Elisa, everything's going to be in Spanish. The interviews, everything, Univision, is going to be in Spanish. And I said, why don't you wait a year? I said, why don't you wait until you're going to take Spanish in college. Go ahead and you know, really practice it and try next year, because this was an annual thing. So, but she said, no, Mom, I feel that I have to do it this year. I have to do it this year. I said, okay. I said, your dad and I will support you in that. And so sure enough, she signed up. She had to send in a video, and so she sends in this video, and she gets a call from the producer, and she says, Mom, the producer called me from Univision, and he's gonna call me at this time. Can you get on one phone and I get on the other phone, and with the paper and pad, and if I don't understand what he asked me, can you write it down? That's what I go, Elisa, that's not gonna work. She goes, please, Mom, please, Mom. I said, I don't know, as a mother, okay, I'll do it, but you know, called to Mr. Pons, this is Elisa Gastellum. Ay, Elisa, ay, qué bueno que me hablaste. And he starts talking to her in Spanish, and then he starts asking her questions, and he says, ¿cuántos años tienes? And she said 28 instead of 18. So I'm like, and then he goes, ¿estás casada? ¿Tienes niños? And she's like getting all confused. I'm going, and I wrote down really quick, Elisa, you said that you were 28, and he's asking if you're married and have children. He said, you have to be honest with him and talk to him. Well, he asked her to sing something to him. So she started singing this song to him, and then all of a sudden, I could hear her I was downstairs, I could hear her singing up there. Then I see her running down the stairs, and she grabs an album of Rocío Dúrcal. She runs back up there, and then she starts singing another song. And then she was all excited. And I said, well, I said, Elisa, just understand, mija, that if you don't get selected, it's not because you don't have the talent, it's because you don't have the language. And she said, I know. So lo and behold, the next day, she gets a call back that they had selected her. And she was like, you know, thanking God. And she was just so excited.
La música de mariachi tiene un sonido que me llega en mi corazón. No lo puedo explicar, pero muchas veces quiero llorar cuando canto.
Her talent would be seen by 60 million people in 16 countries. Elisa won as runner-up in the Tercer Festival de Mariachi contest taped at Walt Disney World and broadcast on Univision. Elisa's faith, talent, joyful spirit, and grace helped her to fulfill a very special dream.
Si nos dejan, nos vamos a vivir a un mundo nuevo. Yo creo podemos ver el nuevo amanecer de un nuevo día. Yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices todavía. Si nos dejan, buscamos su rincón cerca del cielo. Si nos dejan, haremos con las nubes terciopelo. Y ahí, juntitos los dos, cerquita de Dios, será lo que soñamos. Si nos dejan, llevo de la mano corazón y ahí nos vamos, nos dejan de todos lados, nos olvidamos, si nos dejan, si nos...
There were calls and there were agents that were calling her to see about maybe going to Los Angeles and recording. We just kind of just said, well, let's just pray about it, that God will open the right door and lead you where it's going to be, where you're going to be and where He wants you to be. And that was in December. And 2 months later, you know, it was when the accident happened. And I have to say something about her, though, because when she was getting these calls from agents in California, I noticed that she wasn't calling them back. And I approached her and I said, Elisa, how come you're not calling, in particular, this one lady who was an agent in California from Columbia Records, I believe. And she goes, Mom, she goes, because I know they want me to record music that's, you know, R&B music or... that's not what I want to record. She goes, my passion is mariachi music, and that's what I want to record. And I know they're not going to want to do that. And she says, you know, Mom, she says, I see all these girls on MTV, and they have hardly any clothes on. And all these guys, they say that they're fine. She goes, and me, she goes, when I sing with mariachi music, all you see is my face and my hands. It's the only skill you see, she goes. But you know, people say that I look beautiful, and I would much rather be told that I'm beautiful than fine.
When you have a love and a passion for something, and you really set your sights on doing the best you can with it, you can achieve a lot. And I think my sister proved that when she was a girl that didn't know Spanish, and she didn't let anything stop her. My parents, talking about perseverance, you know, when they knew something like a child, you know, and building this foundation and seeing it through and doing what they've done with it. You know, myself, never playing mariachi music in my life, getting the opportunity to come out here and teach, having to learn something totally different, now having one of the biggest programs in Las Vegas and seeing some of our students to go on playing professional groups, going after what it is that you really want and persevering and never giving up and doing the best that you can at something. And that's what I really feel that this foundation is.
Music and the arts, that part of our culture is and can be life-changing for people who experience it, for young people who may not, you know, have found their way yet. It's definitely an outlet for them to express themselves and, you know, along the way figure out who they are and what they're gonna be, and the continued support for that in the education system is so important.
The Elisa Gastellum Memorial Foundation, Inc. is proud to award the college scholarship to Mariel Arias.
I was just getting to know their daughter Elisa, as she was just diving into the competition scene for soloist singing. Elisa was hungry, if I could use a word for it. She was eager, she was excited, she was focused. With Steve Carrillo being her godfather, you know, Steve and her dad Bob go way back all the way to the Changos, you know, when they were kids together growing up. So that relationship has been nurtured and has expanded. And so Steve, I think, helped in a much more direct way because he's just been a part of the family for many, many years, but also I think he has served as the inspirational piece as well, but being, you know, a prominent musician that he is, not just as the musical director and trumpet player and vocalist of Mariachi Cobre, but also as a renowned mariachi educator, in that he has given lectures and he's taught at conferences, and he's just a well-known figure for being somebody who any aspiring young singer, to say nothing of his goddaughter, would be willing to look up to, as far as just that model to exemplify. And if I believe Monica Trevino gave her voice lessons, and so she's another giant in the mariachi world, you know, one of the female pioneers of mariachi music, with the many years she spent with Los Camperos en Aticano in LA. So Elisa's path introduced her very early on to a lot of the really great musicians in the craft. Combine that with the fact that she was a particularly gifted singer. So for them to create this foundation and have one of the key items be that they're going to give the furthering of one's education, I think just further exemplifies that the underlying focus of the Gastellum family has always been to earn an education. It's because to be educated is to be able to be a contributing member of society. The young lady who just got the scholarship this year at the 2018 Las Cruces conference is in nursing school. And music is just one of those avenues that she has utilized, and that's just one example of how that scholarship money is used. I mean, they've been doing this since Elisa passed away, and so for over a decade, the foundation has been giving scholarships to individuals to move that forward. My own scholarship was used to pay for my student teaching.
The golf tournament is their primary fundraiser now for the foundation. My parents have just done a phenomenal job, and it's become more of like a family reunion where everybody comes together to just celebrate not only life but each other. And
Danny Medina is our director of golf. He's in charge of our entire golf department. He's been a big advocate of the tournament, and also has provided me the support to be able to do some of the things that I've done with the Gastellum tournament for that fundraiser. The event here has become quite large. They literally take over the entire property. We have 2 courses here, 2 championship courses. When we began, I believe the first year, we were somewhere around 80 players. And now it has transpired into a 2-course event with over 240 players. And they even have live music on Friday night with several bands that donate their time, as well as Saturday after the tournament, they all gather around the pool with some live music, strolling around the pool for everybody's enjoyment. I truly believe that it is a way where they can keep Elisa's memory going. It's helped many other families, there's no doubt. I think that what they've gone through, I just don't wish it on anyone, obviously. I just believe that the whole reason that they've done this has been phenomenal the way they've come about and building it to where it is. The many kids that they've helped with their scholarship fund is some to be applauded, I think, and I hope it continues on.
Actually, in November of 2007 is when we officially became a 501c3 corporation, nonprofit corporation.
One book that I read from Elaine Stilwell, which is The Death of a Child, and it really struck me when I read this one part of it. And she says, when parents lose a child, their greatest fear is that they will be forgotten. And it is up to us parents to keep their memory alive, to continue to sing their song. And when she said that we must continue to sing their song, it just hit me so hard because of Elisa being a singer. And so that's the way I see this foundation and how we've touched many lives and why it's still alive, because we continue to sing her song.
Elisa Gastellum Memorial Foundation is a special scholarship because it not only looks at a child's or young adult's education and their grades, but it also looks at the whole person, their interests in the community, in their church, with their family, their goals, their dreams. It's not just based on a GPA or just education solely. And so that's what we always felt was the whole person that made you successful, was your interests and, you know, just your outlook on life and your attitude and your willingness to go out there and be a change in the world. So that's what we're looking for, those students that have that criteria. It's about, you know, you put God first, your family and others, and I think that we've really tried to model that within our lives, and just to make the world just a brighter place. And everybody has talents. Some might be, you know, in music, others might be in, you know, different areas in sports or what have you, and just to be the best person that you can be morally and in your own abilities. So.
Amor de mis amores, te vengo a cantar mi copla, ando llena de ilusiones, te quiero besar tu boca, quiero decirte cositas